story that we're talking about is ongoing sexual abuse, missing persons, all these epidemics, all these concerns. Like when it comes to children and child safety, like when we talk about Megan's Law, when they look up the information, they do background checks. These are necessities, and why it is they do background checks for the very same reason how victims are used and why they use the victims this way is a whole other story. How victims are lured into and seduced and talked into things, or how that is. I mean, a lot of us who've ever been through something have either been talked into it or believed something, especially when we're talking about rape and sexual abuse. Listen, the sexualization of children, number one. I remember in 1985 there was a life story about the sexualization and the seduction of the youth. It was on the Life magazine, and most of us at that time were in high school, and it can go on for years. As you can see, many of us have been seduced, lured into things. We don't even have a lot of our belongings. This is all we have. This is what we have left from coming back up here. So I know for a fact that when we're typically in our house, living in our house, and this is why detectives understand the patterns of what's going on. Most of the time we were tanning, going out with our friends, going out to dinner, going out and hanging out. When they're not hanging out, I know something's not right. I know when they're not at school or they're hanging out with a friend, something's not right. This is why when detectives look into cases, they're saying, okay, typically they don't live on the street. Typically they don't live at a bus stop. Typically the kids don't live like this. They usually go home at night. That's why I know for a fact something isn't right. That's why I'm showing you what's going on here with us. Typically we would be at our apartment or our house. So when somebody's lured into it or talked into something, what we're showing you is they don't typically live on the street, okay? Typically we're in our house or in our bedroom sleeping. So I know what's going on, okay? They don't typically live on the street. That's how I know somebody was lured into something or seduced into something. And I know for a fact, when we met these people, we had an apartment. We were living in our own apartment. Had furniture, we had our belongings. And what alerted me during that time is I noticed some suspicious things going on. And I know the kind of relationship. If these people don't have a good relationship, I can tell you right now that something is off. They're not supposed to be living on the street. We're not supposed to be on the street here. And I know for a fact when we usually live in our apartment and they're going to work and they're getting to school on time, that there's not a problem. Or is it? Because I'm getting to the point where I'm sick and tired of the way we had to live. We lived at shelter to shelter, home to home, couch to couch, and every time we come up to Pennsylvania, it's the same old sick crap. This is what's going on. So I absolutely have to say how the abusers used us, manipulate us, talk us into things, or try to control or manipulate us is a story we're going to get to the bottom of, okay? Because I'll be honest with you, not any time have I ever lived anywhere else. When we were hanging out with our friends and family, we're usually going to the pool, laying out in the sun. I want to make sure that everybody is aware of this because it is summertime and we better be at the pool swimming or going out with our friends. Because if they're not in an apartment or they're hanging out with their friends, I know something's up. Because usually we're laying out in the sun, tanning, or going out with our friends.